In today's video, I'm going to be talking about 10 things you need to do as soon as you install Breakdance. So before you start using Breakdance, I have a list of 10 things that you should do. The reason I've put together these 10 things is to save you time in the process of building your website. So just before you begin to build your website, doing these 10 things is going to save you time in the long run. It's going to make you build your website faster, and it's going to make your workflow more effective. Before we start, I'm going to invite you to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss other videos that I'm going to be bringing your way after this. Okay, so the first thing you want to do as soon as you install Breakdance on your website is to put your license key. So here you have your Breakdance installation, and the first thing you want to do is to go into the settings, and then you go to license, and then of course that is the first thing, and then input your license key right here. To get your license key, if you're not sure, go over to breakdance.com and then go all the way to the bottom here. You're going to see the customer login. Click the customer login, put in your username or email address and your password, and then log in. Then go to license key, and here you will find your license key. So all you need to do is to copy your license key, go back to Breakdance, and then put it here and activate your license. Now you would notice that if you don't put your license key, Breakdance may still work, or because Breakdance has a free version, but you will only be running the free version. So putting the license key will enable you to activate the pro features of Breakdance. The second reason you want to put in your license key is to receive updates, automatic updates from Breakdance. If you don't have a license key, that means you have not purchased Breakdance. And if you want to purchase Breakdance, I have an affiliate link in the description. So you could use my affiliate link to buy Breakdance. And using my affiliate links means that I'm going to get a small commission at no extra cost to you. And it is your own way of supporting the channel. So don't forget, the link is in the description. The second thing you need to do as soon as you install Breakdance is to check out the performance settings. So you go here to performance, and then check out these settings, anyone that you need to disable. So if you're not using Gutenberg, you can remove the Gutenberg block CSS. So it's perfectly safe to do so if you are not using the stylings from Gutenberg. It's also usually safe to remove and disable these pingbags. And then if you're not using emojis on your website, you can safely disable emojis. All this is going to enable your website perform better by removing unnecessary scripts from your website. You can also go ahead and disable the admin icons for logged out users. So if a user is not logged in, then there is no need for the admin icons to be loaded. And also, if you're not using YouTube videos or Twitter, you're not embedding anything on your website, you're not embedding YouTube videos, you're not embedding Twitter tweets, you could go ahead and disable this O embed. There are a couple of other things you could disable here, so I would advise you to do a little bit of research before disabling some of them. The third thing you want to do is to install relevant API keys. Breakdance has integration with a lot of external services like Google Recapture, MailChimp, MailerLite, and a lot of other active campaigns, Google Map API, Facebook API. So if you're going to use any of these services on your website, it's a good idea to go ahead and include the API keys right here. The number 4 thing you should do as soon as you install Breakdance is to go to post type and then choose the post type you want to enable edit with Breakdance. Now let me show you what that means. If we go over here and if you go to posts, you can see that if you hover here, you don't have the option to edit with Breakdance. And if you go ahead to add a new post, you're going to see that you don't have the option here to edit that page with Breakdance. Typically, posts are usually being rendered with templates, so you really don't need to use to have edit with Breakdance here. But if you go over to the pages, I have enabled this post type for Breakdance. Edit with Breakdance is only enabled for pages here. So what I have here is that if I create a new page, I'll have the option to edit in Breakdance. So this is going to take me straight into Breakdance to edit this page directly in Breakdance. And then you're also going to see the option edit in Breakdance in your pages here. So I'm going to advise you to turn this on, and do not turn it on for the posts, because posts are best rendered using a template. And if you really want to go ahead and design your post individually in Breakdance, which I do not advise, then you can turn this on. The fifth thing you should do as soon as you install Breakdance is to go under advanced and then allow SVG upload in the WordPress media library. By default, WordPress do not allow SVG uploads because of potential security issues, but Breakdance gives you the ability to enable that. But it also gives you the option to install a plugin called Save SVG if you don't want to use Breakdance option. Most likely you're going to be using SVGs for your icons, SVG for your logo, and some of other vector graphics that you want to put on your site. If you have those, especially your logo, you could enable this. Just turn this on. It's going to allow you to upload that logo to the media library. The fifth thing you should do as soon as you install Breakdance is to edit your global styles. So you're going to go over here and then you're going to launch Breakdance to be able to edit your global styles. Once Breakdance is launched, you're going to have the option to set up your global style. The first thing you want to set up is your color. So you want to set up your brand colors, your website colors, that is. So your primary color is your brand color. So you could set that brand color here. So let's say your brand color is purple. You could set that color as you get it from your UI UX designer. Okay, maybe from you have a Figma file. And if you don't have a Figma file and you just want to set it up on the go, this is where to do it also. So you set it up here and then you're going to set your text color. So normally if you have a specific color you want all the text on your website to be, you're going to set it up here. So you want it to be black, you want it to be kind of grayish. You could set it up, and then the next thing is to set up the colors for your headings. You want all your headings to be black, you know, depending on the colors you want your headings to be. You could set that up here too. All right, and then you also set up the colors that you want all the links on your website to be. And in the links option, you also have the option to set up the hover style. So when you click here, if you set up, let's say like purple here, okay, and then you also want to set up the hover. Say maybe you want the hover to be something like this. You could also set up. So if you hover on the link, you're going to have this color. And the next thing you want to set up is your site background. Now, typically you want to leave this empty because generally the site background is usually white, except you have a website that really have a specific background. Then you can set it up from here. Then under palette, you can set up your preset. Then we're going to come to preset later. So you could set up your primary button styles, depending on how you want it to be. You want your buttons to be round. You could set it up. You want it to be custom. You know, so there are a lot of settings here. Just style your buttons the way you want them to be. And then your secondary button, typically the secondary button is usually the other button on your website that is different from the primary button. So you have two buttons on the website. Maybe one has a feel and the other one is just an outline or just a different color. You could set that up here. Then you could also set up your typography. By the way, I have a video on how to set up your global settings, best global settings. So I'm going to link that video at the top right corner here. So I'll recommend that you watch that video because here is just to show you the kind of things you could set up. Okay, so you could set up your typography, your heading fonts, your body fonts and all. You could also set up your site width. The site width of your website is the width of the boundary of your website. So you can set that up from here. All these are covered in the video I just recommended. It is a comprehensive video on how to set up your global settings. The seventh thing you need to do as soon as you install Breakdance, still under global settings. The reason I'm treating this differently is because it's actually something you should pay attention to, is to set up your presets for your typography and colors. So you have these colors, but you could go in here and start setting presets. So you could add colors as a preset. Let's say there are other colors that you wanted. Maybe you needed primary light. You could just say, okay, this is my brand light. You could add multiple colors. You could just say, this is my brand dark, something like that. And then maybe you have a darker version of that, your brand color. So you have to set up your preset. So these presets are going to save you time because they're going to be always available for you to easily apply to any element on your website. And then there's also option to set up gradients. For example, if you want to set up a gradient, you could just go all the way here and set up your gradients. Okay, so these are the gradients, you know, so you could set all this up here, you know, and let's say we want this to be that, we want this to be this color, want this to be that red. Okay, so we have that gradient there. I mean, you have to take time and set up your gradient the way, this is just, you know, a silly mock-up of what I'm trying to explain. All right, So you set up the gradients now. So you set up your preset in your colors and typography. Then you go to the typography. You could also set up presets. So you could set up a preset for your H1, H2, H3, or different kinds of text. So you have a text bold, you have a text light, you set up your preset. It's gonna save you time in the long run. So watch that video, how to set up your global settings in Breakdance. I went through this in depth to show how to set up your typography, and I also have another video on how to set up fluid typography in Breakdance. The number 8 thing you need to do as soon as you install Breakdance is to set up your local fonts, is to host your local fonts in Breakdance. So Breakdance gives you the ability to host fonts locally. So for some of you that are in regions that requires you to be GDPR compliant, it is very important that as soon as you install Breakdance, you set up your local font. So you can go here to set up your local fonts. We're just going to go away from here. Now I'm going to discard everything. And then we're going to open Breakdance, through a page. I'm going to go to one of the pages, and then maybe the sample page, and then I'm going to go edit with Breakdance. So that's going to open up Breakdance. So I'll be able to have access to my preferences. Now I can go here and go to preferences, and then I'm going to see custom fonts UI. Then you have the ability to upload fonts. So if you have your local fonts, you already downloaded them to your system, then this gives you the option to add those fonts in Breakdance. So let's say you have a font, you want to install a font called Poppins, okay? And then you have the ability to add that then, and then you drag that font or browse to pick that font from your computer. There are other plugins that can enable you to host fonts locally on your website. I did a video on one of those plugins on how to host your fonts locally in WordPress. So I'm going to link it at the top right corner. So check it out. It's a plugin called YABE WEBFONT, and it does a very good job at loading your fonts. There are other options out there like Font Hero. All of them are good, but I did a video on YABE WEBFONT, so check that out and see if it is what you need. But if you already have your fonts, you know how to set this up by yourself, this is the next thing you need to do. Load your fonts locally. Then once you're done with all that, then we move on to number 9, which is to set up your template. So in Breakdance, to begin building your website, you need to first of all set up your template. So let's go to the back end, and then we're going to take a look at how you're going to set up your template. So you go to Breakdance, and then you go to templates. So the first template you want to set up is your header and footer template. So you can go here to the header template, and then what you could do is to add a header, and then let's say this is our header. So I'm just going to say header, and then where do you want to apply that header to? So typically you want to apply the header to everywhere, and then you add conditions if there is need for conditions. You could choose a condition, but the conditions are not compulsory, okay, except you really need to add a condition. But adding a header and adding everywhere is just enough, and then you're going to add your header. And then once you do that, you're going to go ahead and edit that header in Breakdance and build your header. If you want to see how to build a header and footer in Breakdance, I'll recommend this video right here. It shows how I built a whole website in Breakdance. I recreated an Elementor template kit in Breakdance. In that video, I built the header and the footer. You might also want to take a look at other videos I've done on Breakdance building headers. To build a footer, it's going to be the same thing. You go to footer, and then you add a footer. You could just call this footer or global footer, apply that footer to everywhere, and then add a footer, and then you're going to go ahead and edit it, and it's going to apply that footer to everywhere. And like I said, check out these videos. You're going to see full in-depth build of a header and a footer. Once you're done with that, you're going to go to template, and then if you are building a blog, what you're going to do is to go add a template, and then you're going to choose the 2 templates you want to add if you're building a blog. You're going to add a post archive template, and then you're going to create another template called a single post template. But if you're building a WooCommerce site, you're going to create a single product template, and then you're going to create shop page and all product archive. So these are the 2 templates that you want to create when you're building a website. But if you want to create a template for a specific product archive, then you use this. And once you're done with that, the next template you want to create is your 404 template. It's very important to have a 404 template in case people click on the wrong link, or for example, there is an error on any of your links and people cannot get to the page they want to get to. This 404 page serves to help redirect them back to the home page and gives them relevant information that they need to find their way back to where they are going. So it is important to create this 404 page. And then if you're building a page that you need to provide searches like the blogs, you want to provide search for your blogs or for your WooCommerce product, then go ahead and create the search result template. In future videos, I'm going to be creating in-depth video on how to create these templates one after the other. So don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss videos that will be coming your way. Once you're done with all that, the final thing I will recommend that you do as soon as you're done with all this is to check out the Breakdance design library. So let's head over to Breakdance and check it out. So I'm going to go to the page. I'm just going to open any page like this. And once Breakdance is open, Breakdance comes with an array of design libraries. So if you go to add, you're going to see the option to add elements or library. So I'm just going to click library. Here you will see a lot of library, a lot of design sets. Okay. If I open here, you can see Samba UI kit, fancy sections, element demos, fitness zone. So you see complete website. So let's say you want to do a website on, let's say, real estate. So you come here and then you're going to see the design set on real estate. So it's going to take a while there to load. So there it is loaded. Okay. So if I want to add everything to the page, I can just import the whole of this into my page. But another reason you want to check out the design library is just to get an inspiration. So even if you don't want to use it, okay, you can get inspiration from the design library, and then it gives you the inspiration to work on your own design. So the design library works like this. You could import the whole page. If you want your import to look exactly as what you're seeing here, you could import the global settings first, okay, before importing the page. But if you want to choose just specific sections, you could add individual sections to your design. So you could go into the different sections in the design set. You see membership, contact. For that specific design set, you could check the different sections, the home page. Okay, so if you want to choose another design set, like say the fitness zone, you could also do that and then check it out. So checking out the design set gives you an idea, or gives you a kind of launch pad to start building your website. So go ahead and play around with all these design sets, check it out and get some ideas. They all look really cool. So those are the 10 things you need to do as soon as you install Breakdance, and these 10 things are going to enable you speed up your workflow. It's going to make your website consistent. It's going to enable you to achieve consistency in your website, and it's going to help make your website look more professional. If you think this was helpful, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and also share this video with others. Until next time, have a great day. Bye.